So this is a video that absolutely no one requested, but I figured I'd make anyway. This is my very quick 5-minute-ish keto-friendly pumpkin spice latte. I am going to show you how I make this, and what you will be needing for this is your microwavable cup, a spoon, an immersion blender or a milk frother, or you can even use a regular blender, vanilla extract, half and half or heavy cream, 100% pumpkin puree, not the pumpkin pie filling because that has a lot of extra sugars, cinnamon, ground cinnamon, and pumpkin spice. And then to sweeten it, you're going to want to have a sweetener that is sugar-free. So I use Swerve. I enjoy it. It's pretty good and it works really well in this. You can use granulated or confectioners. And of course, you'll need some coffee or espresso. So I take some pre-made coffee and I pour it into my cup about, I'd say a little less than halfway, probably right here. And I like to make the coffee dark because usually when you get something at Starbucks like this, it's made with espresso. And this is obviously not espresso, it's just plain coffee. So it works perfectly for this recipe. Then I take my half and half and pour it in to get it as light as I like it. Oops, I ran out. I'm gonna have to get some more, but I'm always fully stocked. And I like to leave about 1.5 inches so that when I put the milk frother in there, it's not gonna splash and disperse the liquid so much so that it falls out of the cup. Once I've done that, I'm gonna take some pumpkin spice. I'd say about 1/4 of a teaspoon. And I add about 1/8 of a teaspoon or just a simple sprinkle of cinnamon for a little added spice to it. Next, I take my pumpkin puree and I take this is about a teaspoon, and I usually put in a good heaping amount. And lastly, some vanilla extract. Not a lot, maybe 1/4 of a teaspoon. And I mix a little bit. And then I'm going to put it in the microwave for about 1 minute and 45 seconds. Okay, so that was in the microwave for 1 minute and 45. Oh, so I've kind of lost my mind and I almost forgot about the sweetener. So what you're gonna do is add the sweetener, preferably before you heat it up, but it doesn't really matter as long as it's nice and hot. And I add a tablespoon of Swerve. I'm kind of running out. To go in for multiple scoops. There we go. And what I'm going to do next is just take my little milk frother. This is, I think, by Easy Life. I can't tell, it's kind of worn away already. And you put it in and you start blending. And I blend usually for about 15 to 30 seconds, anywhere around there. Now, the purpose of using a milk frother or an immersion blender, or even an actual blender if it can take the heat, is to make sure that it's just really well blended all throughout, because the pumpkin and the spices can settle in the bottom if you just mix it with a spoon, and then it gets really grainy in the bottom. So if you mix it really well, it's actually going to taste nice and thick. For things like bulletproof coffee and such, it'll help blend in the oils and kind of just make it a more cohesive drink. And then you're done. And that is your pumpkin spice latte. And if you want to cheat just a little bit, add a little whipped cream. It's about 2 or 3 extra carbs. And just add a little whipped cream and sprinkle a little bit of cinnamon on top. And you're all set.